Hey guys, welcome back to the CarburetorSuck.com garage. Wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys all had a good holiday. Today, I'm going to be working a little bit on the Blazer. A couple things that I did want to do. One of them was to rewire the headlights. So as many of you know, with these older Chevys, all of the current goes through the switch, hits the lights, you hit the high beams, and it really drops the voltage and you lose light. So what we're going to do is try to make that better by using some relays coming off of our homemade fuse box over there, which has a dedicated 120 amp fuse panel. So we're going to come off of that with two hot leads, run them to two relays, one relay for the low beams, one relay for the high beams, and then we're just going to go ahead and use the stock wiring from the switch to activate the relay. So that's basically what we're going to do. So we made some good finds today at the junkyard. I was thinking about how I was going to wire up my relays, and I kind of ran out of room in my box and I didn't have as many relays left, and I still want to do a clean. I want it to be waterproof. So out of an S10, they have this up on the firewall. It is a relay mount bracket, and it has a couple relays on it. So these relays, they're all the same part number, and you can see some of them have some pretty good sized wiring to them. I believe that's 10 gauge there, maybe 12. But either way, it looks like they can hold plenty of current to power our headlights. We've got the high beam here, the low beam here, and the high beam down there. And so how it works is, this is the low beam feed, alright? And then this is the high beam feed. And so basically how it works is when the high beam kicks on, it energizes the lower bulb, and then it energizes this pin of the low beam. This is like 30-year-old connectors here in that harness. Now look at that. I mean, look, it's rusty, it's nasty, thin gauge wire. So basically all we're going to do is use that feed wire just to energize our relay. That at the light, we're getting 11.43 volts, and that's just with the low beams. All right. Now look at our voltage. You can see that there. 10.7. And that's way weak. And I know the battery's been sitting a couple days, but still, there's no way we should be seeing that. We've got, good grounds and stuff, so it's all running through the switch, running through this shitty old wiring light harness, so you can see that there. So not looking so good. Take you over here. You can actually see the headlights, just how dim they are. That ain't gonna do nothing for you. So let's get it moving, and we'll get some good wiring going on, and we'll make these suckers bright. Here's the homemade fuse box, fuse relays, breakers. Here's our two feed lines. You can see them coming up out of here, going over here. We're going to go above the radiator. We're going to come on over and then feed our relays here. So 12 gauge wire. They're both going to be fused with a 20 amp fuse, and they should pull that current pretty good. So next up, what we're going to go ahead and do is start running our lines to the lights. So this is our high feed. So you can see we've used the 14 gauge wire. We've connected it to, the 16 gauge factory stuff to connect to the lights, but it's just a short distance, so should be carrying the voltage nicely. So ran this over here, also broke it off here, and then it connects to our relays right down here. It pretty much did the same thing with the low beams. You can see it feeds in, it breaks off, and then we carry it over to the other side. Next up is just to make the grounds a little bit better. So this was the factory ground, which is not bad, but I'm just going to go ahead and run new grounds to them. So we got bigger positive, we need bigger negative. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and start looming things, and what I like to do is everything that I'm going to loom together, like this harness right here, these are the feed wires along with my evap vent line. So these are going to get loomed by themselves, and then the actual light harness we're going to loom by itself. That way it kind of breaks everything up, makes things easy to troubleshoot. So 11.7 Alright, now this is completely with the truck off, not running. Battery was reading about 12.2, so 1174. Go ahead and move it over to our high beam, 11.3. So dropping a little bit, but you know, that's okay. Pulling more load. I imagine once we start it up, things are going to be a lot better. And we're going to go ahead and just start luming everything. You can see everything's kind of together. I already started luming over there, but just wanted to kind of show you how I go about it. Just, you know, a little bit of tape and form it the way you want, and then cover it up, and it looks nice. So, and it protects the wiring. So don't leave bare wiring in your engine bay, because the heat will tear it up, and it might chafe on something. So cover it up, make it look good. Here's our two relays. I'm just going to kind of briefly go over how they're hooked up. What you got, you'll notice that there's two larger wires and then there's two smaller wires on each relay. And so how it works is 30, which is the number corresponding to the plug and the pin on the relay. 30 is power from the battery, a good power source that's fused that you're going to get your power from. All right. 87 is out, so that's our purple wire here. So that goes out to our accessories, our lights in this case. 85, which is this one here, is just the ground for the relay. So you don't need a real good ground. You just need, you don't need a big giant ground. You just need to make sure that it is grounded. And then 86 comes from your switch. So in our case, it's the headlight switch, and it's right here. Or actually, it's right here. Headlight switch, and then this is our high beams. So that's basically it. 30 in, 87 out on the power. Ground the relay to 85, and then 86 gives you the signal from the switch. I don't know about you guys, but those look pretty bright. I've got between 13.8 and 14 to all of them, which I think is pretty good. So there you have it. Everything's all loomed up. Pretty good. And you guys take care.